If you have got 100k sitting in your bank right now, I am about to show you exactly how I would turn that into a property portfolio that could set you up for life. And here is the thing, most people with 100k make one critical mistake. They either wait too long for the perfect market or they jump into the wrong city at the wrong time and watch their money do absolutely nothing. Today, I'm walking you through the exact step-by-step strategy I would use to invest that 100k in 2025. The cities I would target, the property types I would focus on, and the biggest traps you need to avoid. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I am Rajan Sharma, and on this channel we break down the property investing in Australia so you can build real wealth without the BS. Now, 100k might sound like a lot of money, and it is. But in today's property market, it's not enough to just throw it at any property and hope for the best. You need a strategy. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do with that money. We are talking specific cities, specific property types, how to finance it smartly, and most importantly, the mistakes that could cost you tens of thousands of dollars down the track. By the end of this video, you will have a clear, actionable roadmap. So if you are serious about property investing, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and let's get into it. Alright, so let's talk about why investing 100k in property in 2025 is both exciting and incredibly tricky. First, the good news. The Australian property market is showing some real strong growth in specific cities. Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane. These markets are absolutely firing right now. Some regional areas are forecast to grow by 25 to 30% in 2025 alone. But here is the problem. With 100k, you can't just walk into any market and buy whatever you want. Your options are limited. And if you make the wrong choice, you could end up with a property that doesn't grow in value, struggles to find tenants, and worse, costs you money every single month. I have seen people take that 100k and buy in the wrong suburb because it felt right. Chose an apartment in an oversupplied market that went backwards in value, or waited so long for the perfect conditions that they missed out on years of capital growth. The truth is, with 100k, you need to be strategic. You need to know exactly where to look, what property types gives you the best bang for your buck, and how to structure your finance so you're not leaving money on the table. That's what this strategy is all about. Not guessing, not hoping, just a clear plan. So let's break it down step by step. Step 1. Choose your target cities wisely. You need to pick the right city. And in 2025, not all markets are created equal. Based on the latest data, here are my top picks. Perth is the #1 growth market right now. House prices grew by 17.6% last year, and experts are forecasting another 8% rise in 2025. The resources sector is booming. Population is growing fast, and compared to Sydney or Melbourne, it's still relatively affordable. Adelaide is another standout. Growth of just over 13% last year, and the vacancy rate is still sitting at 0.7%. That means it's incredibly hard for tenants to find properties, which is great news for landlords. Brisbane is solid too, 11% growth last year. Forecast for another 7 to 8% in 2025. You have got interstate migration, lifestyle appeal, and massive infrastructure spending. And here is a wild card, Townsville. Some analysts are forecasting 25 to 30% growth in 2025 alone. It's got major infrastructure projects happening and was just named Australia's Port of the Year. Now, do you need to pick just one? Not necessarily, but your 100k deposit will determine what you can access in each market. More on that in 1 second. The bottom line, focus on cities with strong fundamentals, population growth, infrastructure, and low vacancy rates. Step 2, decide on your property type. What type of property should you buy? With a 100k deposit, you have got 3 main options: houses, apartments, or duplexes. Houses give you the best long-term capital growth. They are land rich, which is what appreciates over time. But here's the catch. With a 100k deposit, and assuming you want to avoid lender's mortgage insurance, you're looking at properties in the 400k to 500k range. That typically means regional areas or outer suburbs. Apartments are more affordable, can give you better rental yields. In well-located developments near transport amenities, apartments can be great cash flow properties. But be careful. Some markets are oversupplied with units, which can hurt your growth. Duplexes are my personal favorite for this budget. They give you the house-like capital growth with unit-like rental yields. You can often get rental yields of 6 to 7%. Plus, if you structure it right, you can even live in one side and rent out the other. My recommendation, if you are chasing growth, go for a house in a regional growth market like Townsville or outer Brisbane. If you want cash flow, look at apartments or duplexes in Adelaide or Perth. Step 3, structure your financing smartly. How do you actually use that 100k? Most people think I have got 100k, so I'll just use it as a deposit. But that's not always the smartest move. Here are your main financing options. Option number 1, the standard 20% deposit. Put down $80,000 on a 400k property. This avoids lender mortgage insurance and keeps your loan at around 320k. And the rest of the money will be used for the stamp duty and other legal costs. Simple, clean and low risk. Option number 2, use a 95% LVR loan. Some lenders will let you borrow up to 95% of the property value. This means you could use your 100k to buy a property worth more or even buy multiple properties. The catch, you will pay lender's mortgage insurance and higher interest rates. Option number 3, leverage existing equity. If you already own a property, you might be able to use the equity in that property as your deposit. This means your 100k stays in your pocket for renovations, cash reserves or even a second deposit. Here is my advice. If this is your first investment property, go with the option number 2, which is go for a 95% LVR. Yes, you will need to pay an LMI, but it will help you keep the cash reserves as well as you might be able to utilize the remaining amount for a deposit for the second property as well. Step 4, run the numbers. Do your due diligence. Before you buy anything, you need to run the numbers. This is where most beginners mess up. They fall in love with a property, make an emotional decision and skip the research. Here is what you need to check. Rental yield. What's the property going to earn you each year in rent? Aim for at least 4 to 5% in capital cities, 5% to 7% in regional areas. For capital growth potential, look at historical data. Has the suburb grown consistently over the past 5 to 10 years? Are there infrastructure projects coming? Is the population increasing? A low vacancy rate means high tenant demand. Anything under 2% is excellent. And lastly, total costs. Don't forget stamp duty. In major cities, that could be $25,000 to $50,000 right there. Then you have got conveyancing, building inspections, and ongoing costs like startup fees, rates, and property management. My rule, if the numbers don't stack up on paper, walk away. There will be another property. Step 5, plan for long-term wealth creation. Think long-term. Property is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-rich-slow strategy. And that's a good thing. With 100k and a smart first purchase, here is what could happen over the next 10 to 15 years. Your property grows in value. Let's say you buy a 500k property that grows at 6% per year. In 10 years, that property is worth almost 900k. But it gets better. As your property grows, you build equity. And you can use that equity to buy your second property, then your third, then your fourth. This is how people build $1 million portfolios. They start with 100k, they buy smart, they hold long term, and they leverage their equity to scale. So don't buy this property thinking you'll flip it in 2 years. Buy it, hold it, and let it grow. Use it as your foundation. And here is the kicker. By holding long term, you will also maximize your tax benefits. Depreciation, negative gearing, capital gain tax discounts. It all works in your favor when you're playing the long game. Common mistakes to avoid. Let's talk about the mistakes you absolutely cannot afford to make with that 100k. Mistake number 1, not keeping cash reserves. I see this all the time. People put every cent into the deposit and then panic when the hot water system breaks or they have a vacancy. Keep at least $10,000 to $20,000 in the bank. Trust me. Buying in an oversupplied market. Just because a suburb is cheap doesn't mean it's a good investment. If there are 10,000 new apartments getting built, your property won't grow. Do your research. Mistake number 3, emotional decision making. You're not buying a home to live in. You're buying an investment. Who cares if you don't like the color of the walls? Your tenants will. Focus on the numbers, not your feelings. Mistake number 4, skipping professional advice. A good buyer's agent, mortgage broker, or property strategist can save you tens of thousands of dollars. Don't try to do this alone just to save a few $1,000 in fees. Mistake 5, waiting for the perfect market. There is no such thing as a perfect time to buy. If you wait for prices to crash by 20%, you will be waiting forever. The best time to buy was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. If I had 100k to invest in property in 2025, here is exactly what I would do. Target growth cities like Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane, or Townsville. Focus on strong fundamentals. Step 2, choose the right property property type: houses for growth, apartments for yield, or duplexes for best of both worlds. Step 3. Structure your finance smartly. Use a 5% deposit to get into the market. Doesn't matter if you are paying LMI. Step 4. Run the numbers. Check rental yield, capital growth potential, vacancy rates, and total costs. Step 5. Plan for the long term. Buy, hold, build equity, and scale your portfolio over time. And avoid those critical mistakes. Keep cash reserves. Don't buy emotionally, and don't wait for the perfect conditions. Look, 100k is a serious amount of money, and if you invest it wisely, it could completely change your financial future. But if you need to take action, don't let that money sit in a savings account earning nothing while property prices keep climbing. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Drop a comment below and let me know, do you have 100k ready to invest, or are you working towards it? I read every single comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.